Happy Halloween, everybody, and welcome into the NJCAA Network. I'm Zach McKinstry, and we're in the heart of the fall, which means we get to go into our fall sports selection shows. And today we have NJCAA Division III Volleyball as we look at the 16 teams, where they're seated, and the 4 at-large bids, which ones are tricked, which ones are treated to a trip to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, on November 9th to November 11th. Let's take a look at the overall bracket. It is a single elimination tournament, and the left side of the bracket will start with a 1 and 16 seeds, 8 and 9, 4 and 13, 5 and 12, with the right side 2 and 15, 7 and 10, 3 and 14, and 6 and 11. All those first round matchups are November 9th, then the second round on November 10th, and work their way to the championship on November 11th. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the rankings, and we start with that first matchup, number 1 versus 16, and no doubt about the number 1 team this year. It is Dallas College Eastfield. The turnaround for Phil Nichols' program has been miraculous. After tallying only 8 wins in 2022, the Bees completed an undefeated regular season and cruised their way to a D3 South District title. Freshmen Azoria Davis and Brinley Walker each have more than 250 kills, and Eastfield is averaging over 14 kills a set, tops in the nation. They'll play the 16 seed in Dutchess and the Falcons, 24 and 5 this year after going 1 and 2 in the D3 championships last year. Dutchess returns as the 16 seed and the North Atlantic B representative. Led by sophomore Lauren Siegel, the Falcons look to play Cinderella in this year's tournament, but they'll have a tough matchup in that first game against Dallas College Eastfield, who are 31-0. Let's move to the next matchup. It is the 8 and the 9, and we start with Harper and the Hawks. The Hawks are the biggest district champ surprise as the 17-loss squad swept the number 2 ONCC Express. Harper played the most volleyball of anyone else in D3 this year, with 41 matches and 160 sets played, and they'll play even more as they punch their ticket to Cedar Rapids. They'll play the 9 seed, and our first at-large bid, it is Delta and the Pioneers, another representative from the Great Lakes District after putting together a 14-4 season. Delta has one of the best setters in the country in Sarah Hawk, who has 600 assists but also 100 kills and 223 digs on the year. So she's trying to put together a good postseason campaign and get Delta by Harper. The first round matchup, 8 and 9 on November 9th. Moving on, we have the 4 and the number 13, and the 4 seed is the same as the number 4 seed in the polls, Monroe College Bronx and the Express. The Express chugged their way to a 22-1 campaign and came back in all 3 sets to sweep Dutchess in the North Atlantic District Championship. The Rodriguez sisters each had double-doubles in the semis and the final and look to carry that confidence to Iowa. They'll play the 13 seed in Northampton and the Spartans. The Spartans' undefeated year closed in gritty fashion as NCC came back from 2 sets down to claim back-to-back region titles and their 9th title in program history. They took the 3rd set in the championship 25-22, dominated the 4th, and won a nail-biting tiebreaker set 15-13, led by Ayana Bomani, who finished with 2 blocks away from a triple-double, 14 kills, and 22 digs. And the Spartans rallied their way to the 7th NJCAA National Tournament. Moving to the next matchup, we have number 5 and number 12, starting with Fulton Montgomery and the Raiders. The undefeated Raiders have lost 3 sets total dating back to September 9th. The most consistently dominant team out of Region 3 this year claimed their 2nd straight North District A championship with their 4th win of the season against SUNY Adirondack on Sunday. The number 5 team is 23-0, and they will play the number 12 seed in Alexandria Tech out of Minnesota. The Legends had a legendary close to their schedule in their 2nd season ever, winning 8 straight to close out the year, including the Region 13B title. Head coach Mitch McGuire won Region 13B Coach of the Year, and they sit 5th in the country in digs per set with 23.24 digs a set. Alexandria Tech trying to knock off Fulton Montgomery on November 9th. Flipping to the other side of the bracket, we go to the 2 seed and another at-large bid. It is Owens Community College and the Express. The Express have been up near the top of the rankings almost all year long, despite their 17-10 record, thanks to a very challenging schedule, but got up to the top of the tourney as an at-large bid this year with their shocking loss to Harper. They didn't get that automatic bid with a district win. Freshman Lindsay Koenig is the team's leader in kills and total blocks, 334 kills, 91 total blocks, and she tries to prove why the Express are deserving of that 2 seed as an at-large bid. They'll play the number 15 seed. It is Raritan Valley out of New Jersey and the Lions. The Lions rattled off 8 straight wins through the end of their season to earn the trips to Cedar Rapids, and their last 7 wins were sweeps. Raritan Valley has one of the best service teams in the country, headlined by Kelly Delaney, who has 136 aces and is averaging 1.31 aces per set, good enough for 4th in NJCAA Division III. So that'll be a matchup to look for as we move to the next one. It is the 7 versus the 10, and it starts with Caldwell Tech and the Cobras. The champions of Region 10 needed a tie-breaking 5th set to secure their spot in this year's D3 championship. Thanks to freshman outside hitter Lainey Craig, the Cobras pulled it off. Craig had 32 kills in 5 sets against Butler County and finished 2 kills shy of 400 on the year, averaging 4.23 kills per set. She'll try and make a difference for number 7 Caldwell as they take on the number 10 seed Dallas College Brookhaven. After an abysmal start to the season, the Bears finished strong with wins in 6 of their last 7 to make it to the district semifinals, where they would lose in their district run, but they make it as an at-large bid this year. 4 players have over 100 kills this year, headlined by Madison Beasley, who has 258 on the year. Can the Bears prove that record is just a number? They'll have the chance as the number 10 seed against Caldwell Tech. We move to the 3 and 14 matchup, and it is Century and the Wood Ducks. The Wood Ducks held the top spot in the NJCAA D3 polls for 2 weeks this season, but their 4 losses have sent them up and down all around that top 10. Century won their final 4 matchups in 12 sets, so sweeps in the last 4, and they hope to carry that momentum to Iowa. Alexis Hellman leads the squad in kills and total blocks, and the middle blocker looks to shine through the postseason. They will play the number 14 seed Northern Essex out of Massachusetts. The Region 21 champs never needed a 5th set ever this year, with a perfect 23-0 season to punch their ticket for the first time in 5 years. The Knights have 4 players with over 50 service aces and are averaging an NJCAA best 5.86 aces per set. We'll move on to the 6 and 11 matchup, final matchup of the first round, and it starts with Finger Lakes, the 6th seed. The Lakers have won 18 straight since their lone loss of the season to Fulton Montgomery, and they sport the 7th best hitting percentage in D3 as a team. Stud freshman Peyton Stoddard has 9.34 assists per set, which is 3rd in the country, and she tallied 41 assists in the Region 3 championship against SUNY Broome. That was the 3rd straight North District B title for the Lakers. They'll play the last team and the 11 seed, as well as an at-large bid. It is DuPage and the Chaparrals. The reigning national champs are the last of the 4 at-large bids, compiling a 22-16 record this year. It's been an up-and-down year for the Chaparrals, but head coach Talis Koskinaris has championship experience, and his team has championship talent. We'll see if they can put it together, and that's going to be a good first-round matchup between Finger Lakes and DuPage, the reigning national champs. So let's zoom out, take a look at the full bracket once more. It starts with that left side, 1 and 16. It's Dallas College, Eastfield, and Dutchess. Harper and Delta is going to be a good one on November 9th. Then we move to Monroe College, Bronx, and Northampton. It's Fulton Montgomery, Alexandria Tech. Owens, the 2 seed and at-large bid, Raritan Valley, Caldwell Tech, and Brookhaven, another at-large, Century and Northern Essex, then Finger Lakes and DuPage to round it out. And that is going to be a very exciting tournament in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Very excited to see everyone there from November 9th to November 11th. So thanks for everyone that tuned into this one. We are excited to see you. Congratulations to those teams that made it. Have a happy Halloween, and we will see you November 9th in Cedar Rapids.